Good day. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We were going to work on the Raspberry Pi, but I have too many other projects on the workbench, so we need to get those taken care of so we can get back to the Raspberry Pi. So this week, basically all I'm going to be doing is working on those. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get started here, and we'll work through them here. So first up, we have a power supply for a reclining chair. We're going to take a look at it, see what's going on, and hopefully get it working for the person. Now, I do work in a medical supply company, and sometimes we get some requests to repair some things, and unfortunately I don't have the tools at work, so I have to bring them home to fix them here. So with that being said, today we are going to be doing that. I might do work on a remote control for a wireless remote for a hospital bed that needs to maybe have the board redone. So we'll take a look at that and see what needs to be done there. When it comes to these items, I might just segment this as the intro for multiple videos, and then I will have split the videos up into smaller videos. So if you're hearing me say this already, chances are you watched one of my other videos on my repairs this week. If you enjoyed these videos, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Always got new and exciting things happening here. Hopefully we will get back to Raspberry Pi next week, but yeah, we'll try to get this workload done. Alright, so this is the first guy we have to take care of today. This is a power supply for a lift recliner. So basically it's seen better days. Let's get it undone here. So what the guy had told me was basically he heard a loud pop and a bang and heard something going on. So he shut it off. What I did notice here is we do have on the cable here, let me just get in on that here. So if you look at the cable here, you're going to be, there we go, right there. So if you see there, we got some damage, and this damage here basically right here, there we go. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that properly, but I can. So I don't know, let's see if I can get in a little bit closer here. So as you can see here, the wire has broken in there. So that snap he heard was probably some arcing on to the metal frame of his chair. He probably had this bunched underneath there, so it would have given him quite the little shock there. Well, not really, but it would definitely have done a little something there. I'm not going to try to replicate it because it just doesn't seem like any fun. But we're going to get this opened up here, and we're going to have a look and see what is going on. So right off the bat, I'm noticing like the battery terminals on here are starting to corrode. I'm not seeing any corrosion on the 9-volt batteries here. These are in backwards for right at the moment here, and we're going to flip those around after, but I just want to make sure and test those and see if they're all good. And if they are, we will go ahead and reuse those. If not, I'll have to get some new ones. So I'm just going to go ahead, I am going to open this guy up. So the great thing about these, most of the time, everything is just a Phillips head screw on all these devices. Basically, a lot of them have just taken the same idea from every other company to make their power supplies and all that. So everything is pretty much the same when it comes down to it. Alright, So we got that guy, and then I got 4 more screws to come out of here. This is a 25 volt 1 amp power supply by OKIN, made in Germany. Well, okay, so we'll just go ahead. Sorry, just trying to get used to the camera angles and recording at the same time here. And we're just gonna get this guy out. I still need to try to upgrade my camera setup a little bit here, try to make things a little bit easier for me to work as well as for you guys to see what's going on. I do have one other camera on right at the moment, but we won't use that for right at the moment. I will just save that for later. This camera, my top down, seems to be alright for at the moment. So I'm just going to go ahead. We're just going to get these guys out. So a lot of these people, like I said, I do work in a medical supply shop, and a lot of the time people come in and they want you to repair this stuff for them, or try to find a cheap replacement for them, just because they are on a fixed income. They can't afford to be just throwing this out and buying a brand new chair for, you know, a couple $1,000s, or, you know, that's going to be right for them, right? Because it's just not in the books. It's not something they plan for. It's not, you know, their comfort comes second when it gets to a certain age, right? They don't, it's not something that we think of as we get older, that we need to save for our comfort as well as our living, which, you know, I definitely, working in this industry now, have come to more and more realize that, you know, what's truly important, you know, when you get to an older age. But that's just my experience. I love helping these people when I can. The fact that I do have a registered business in town here for my electronic repairs definitely makes it so I can actually do this stuff and be able to hook them up with you know, whatever, just paying for the parts basically, right? I'm not charging them $1 million to repair their stuff, that's for sure. They've already had enough people take advantage of them, I'm sure, over the last years as they've been getting older, because I know a lot of them, they I had one guy tried to actually pay me a lot of money for basically doing nothing. And I was like, no, 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 you don't pay me anything. And he just kept insisting that he had to. So how many people has he done that to that have just openly taken the money from him? That's just questions I have, and I'm just thinking out loud while I'm unscrewing these 4 screws here. So there we go. I got the 4th one out here, and then we'll pop this guy open. Alright, so I've already had it open earlier today for a moment here. I know this cable needed to be replaced here. So yeah, it's just 4 screws here, and then it was just the 2 on the top here to hold the batteries into place. So inside here, this is all we've got. We've got the transformer here, and we're just going to check around for any sort of, let's see if I can get that in just a little bit more there. So there we go. So here we go. This is the inside of the unit. We've got the transformer here, wires going into it. This right here, let me see if I can get this more in the shot here. So this is the power cable that we're going to be replacing. So we just need to desolder it from 2 points right here and then over on this side here. And we're just going to find a replacement cable, the same as this, with the 18 gauge wire on it, in it. And we're just going to swap it out and hope for the best and see if that works. I did look over, I did check the inside here. We have a capacitor here, and it must be some. I actually do not know what this one is, so I'm going to quickly look this up here. Alright, so this guy here, we've got here yeah, that looks exactly like it. So that is a single phase bridge, 8 amps, 100 volts. Okay, so at least we now know what that is. It's a single phase bridge. So it's a bridge rectifier. Alright, let's get back to this here. Okay, so now we know what everything is in there. I don't know if those go bad or what happens there. So right now, all I'm quickly doing here is just double checking any of the wiring for just to see if anything is burnt. The capacitor, I'm not seeing anything wrong with it there, so I'm gonna just assume that that is correct. Now, when I took this out, I didn't pay attention to if this guy here needs to be connected somewhere, so I might have to figure that out here before I go too far. But I'm not seeing anything, so I'm thinking it's just a random test point or something. What's that going to right there? Yeah, that might be just a no, it's on its own there. Okay, there's another one right here. Okay, so that's got to be something anyways. We'll figure it out. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to remove these two guys here right now. I'm just going to get my soldering iron on. Hopefully I do not pop a breaker. Alright, so we got that guy warming up. We'll let that warm up for a minute. So I was today hoping I got to test out my new desoldering iron here. I picked up a cheap one off of what's that site? AliExpress or something like that. Yeah, this is all I could afford. I can't afford those expensive ones, so I thought I'd give this a go. Just see how it goes. But unfortunately on this unit here, it's not worth me using that. So we'll save that for the next project that we'll be working on. So yeah, I'm not too sure what we're gonna do here. So yeah, it should just be two quick, easy unsoldering points there. Like I said, I'm not seeing any other burns or anything on here. All the damage is on this wire here. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. Usually these power supplies can get up there in price as well when replacing them. It's just due to the fact that manufacturers love to, well, have their stuff really expensive for no reason. So if there is anything underneath as well, let me just get in here. So if there is, this has been a poured mold, so all this here just gets poured in afterwards once they have it all set into their power supply. So if there is anything underneath it, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get to it unless I dig all that out. I'm not sure if there is. I haven't looked up to see if there is any schematics online for this, but I'm just going with this is what the issue is. The capacitor is in good shape. Looking at it, I could definitely put it on the tester to give it a test, but I'll live life on the edge here. I think all that happened was the cable got pinched, and basically it was a little much for him, and he unplugged it, and I don't blame him because that was quite quite the little cut in it. And that's not the only cut in that unit. So I'm using a really old soldering iron of mine. It's an old Mastercraft one. The tip is terrible. It needs to be replaced, but I can't get my big soldering iron over on this bench. So we're gonna have to just work with it. And all we're gonna do is black on the right and white on the left here. And I will try to get this into frame a little bit better. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, we're just gonna take the white one off here and the black one off, and we should be good. So I'm just gonna hopefully, I might actually have to. Oh, there we go. Now we're coming off. Okay. I got my solder bulb here, so I'm just gonna go old school on this one. I'm just gonna get that. Okay, I see what they did there. So they got that through hole there. Gonna see if I can get a little bit more of that off of there. No, all right. Okay, I might just have to cut that for now. Here, so I did remove that white wire from there. It does have the loop there, and then the same as over here. And then we should be able to just remove this cable. Maybe we'll see what happens here. It might be set down in that plastic there. Which I think it is actually. Yeah, so that's right into that. So we're just gonna try and lift it up as much as we can. I didn't really want to. So I don't know what happened there. It looked like my mic was lagging out there, so sorry about that if I muted. So yeah, basically this cable has been molded into the case down below there. I don't know if I can get in anymore. No, that's about as far as I'm gonna get. I wonder if I can get this up a little higher here for you. So let's see if we can focus in on that there. So as you can see there, I have that one removed, and then over here I have that far one removed. But you can see there that the cable there is a little glossier on the bottom, the black one there. And that is just that whatever they poured in there, they poured it up just to that point. So that way it will actually keep that from moving around in there with the heat. That way there's no risk of people pulling it out by accident. So I'm just gonna, I don't think I'm gonna actually be able to get this out, but we will try. I don't want to wreck that. So I want to be able to pull it up. I'm gonna have to grab a pair of pliers, I think. It's probably a good thing. I purchased a new set of pliers. Well, a pair of cheap ones anyways. I was needing something at work, and yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to try and just work those out. And that way I can pull the whole thing out. Come on. So I should have this black one here completely free. We just need to get whatever is stuck there. There we go. Now I should be able to some more of that casing is, I'm just gonna pull this down the line, pull that guy out as well. That way it's just a sleeve here. We can just kind of work that out there, and yeah, there we go. I just want to make sure this guy here is where he needs to be. So yeah, all we're gonna do now is just grab a new cable here. So I just so happen to have found another cable. So I've got this cable here that was just a standard cable, and so yeah, we're going to use this guy here and replace the cable there. So we're going to go ahead and get that installed on there. It's black on the right, white on the left. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the end off and grab some snips there and cut along, so that way we can get the new cable plugged in there. So like I said, this is only going to be a short video, and then we'll go on to our next project here. And once again, I will be reusing the intro, sorry about that. So yeah, I just used my needle nose there, and I just cut that off because we no longer need this. Chances are I won't need this ever again, so that's just going to go into the recycling bin, and that's the last we'll ever see of that. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to unravel this guy. So all I'm going to be doing on this guy here is I'm just going to cut back a little bit here, and then we'll go ahead and get those stripped, because I don't really want to bring too much of this out. I just want enough that basically right up to about here, and this is where we're going to have it. So from right here, and then we'll slide it under, and that's where we will get something to, some hot glue or something there. And then all I'm doing is I'm just cutting down the middle for just making a mark, and basically it's just going to come apart after that. So I do only want to come down to, oh yeah, somewhere right in here. So somewhere around here is where I'm going to stop. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel back to there. Okay, so I do want to point out that yeah, I'm not an expert at this. I could be doing something wrong. Don't do what I'm doing. This being said, just because I've had a few comments on some of my videos about who do I think I am, pretending I'm a professional. I never have claimed I was a professional. I'm just a guy that likes to play with wires and make things work again. So whatever, hate me all you want, that's fine with me. Now I don't recommend working on this stuff unless you are absolutely confident in your skills. This is something I would get a friend to do that was good with the electronics, that is willing to do the work for you. And it's not labor intensive, it just takes a little bit of time, but like I said, it could be other things that have gone wrong in here, but we're just going on the hopes and dreams that this is what's the deal. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to wrap these around here, and then I'm going to tin them, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to feed them back in through the holes here and then get them resoldered. So black is on the right and white is on the left. So do I have enough here for that? I think we're pretty close. I might need a little bit more. But with that being said, we could just do a little pull and twist and get things going. Okay. That's how it's done. That's the one-handed solder. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this here and this here. So instead of putting, look at that. So I don't want any arcing across there though, so I'm going to get that in there as tight as I can. I think I'll trim that after as well. I'm just going to double check to make sure I did wire that correctly. This is where I should have taken a picture and I didn't. We can just Alright, come on you. Okay, I gotta try to clean that up just a little bit more here. Okay, so I think we got a hole there. I think. Yeah, there, now I can finally see it there. Okay. So now I should be able to... Oh, I think I got too much. I'm gonna trim this guy down just a little bit here. Try to put that in there. Something like that. Wonder if we can pull that in just a little bit more. Okay, I just want to... Just have a quick look here, make sure that's actually getting in there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we got her in there. So now I should be able to solder that up. And then we should have a working power supply. So I'm gonna get in just a little bit more here. As you can see, I got lots of wires showing here. And we will manipulate and then... So I wonder if they had... I'm going with it for now. Okay. Solder that on there. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little filler in there. And then I'm just going to hopefully reheat it here. And just push that wire in a little bit more. But I don't think that is going anywhere. So I'm just going to trim off this little piece here. And this is where you should be wearing your safety glasses, but I'm not. So make sure you do that. And then we're just gonna try to route this back down here. And this is, I don't know how that's, I don't know what's going on there. So we're just gonna manhandle this a little bit. And then we'll okay. I have no idea how to get that back in there without, I think it's just putting it in and then crimping it down. So that's what we'll do. As far as securing this in here, I'm gonna get the glue gun here. Glue gun, or It's gonna be a lot of heat. I'm gonna have to figure out what to put in there. But for now, what we'll do is we will close it up, and then we will test it up. I just so happen to have a motor that we can plug into this to see if it works or not, or if I'm just going to pop the breakers. So with that being said, let's get it back together now, and we'll have a look and see how things are going. So first thing I'm going to do is get this guy here. Back on here. So this is terrible, this little shroud here that they got going down. Okay, so we're going to put that there. Put that there. Put this down here. Somehow eventually it should go together. Oh, it looks like I have a little hook here. Alright. So that's a little guide of sorts. Alright. So not sure what they got going on with this guy. We're just gonna tuck him back in there. And we're just gonna get this guy back in here. And get this guy somewhere here. And we'll just get this guy like that. Let's hope my corners are down there. Alright. So now we're gonna go. So I should have 4 longer screws. Okay, perfect. So I'll just put down one side, then I'll put down the other. I wonder if this screwdriver will work. Probably not. Nope, that one won't work. I'm gonna go back to this guy. So I will be finding something to hold that cable down on the inside there. I will be cleaning up these contacts here, but for right now I don't need to connect the batteries to test to see if it'll work or not. So I'm not even going to worry about the batteries for today as far as testing goes, but I will test them here and see if they are good or not. The main thing is getting this to a working state so we can move on to the next project. And if this doesn't work, well, I guess it just doesn't work. So we'll just go with it. Okay. That was screw number 2. That went in fairly well. So all I'm doing there is I'm just trying to make sure that it clamps down on this cable properly here, and the case is going to close properly. It is not clamping down all the way on here, but I just suspect that that's just because it is a new cable. I'll try different things to squish it down, get her down, tighten her up, but those are tight, so that's about as good as we're going to do there. let's go ahead. I've got this one here. Should have, okay, I got one more. That should do the trick. And then we can plug it into a motor and just give it a test here. Because what fun would it be to repair something and not be able to test it without the proper equipment. So I do have that working motor, like I said, and we're just going to get that so it squeezes nice and tight on around there. Alright, that part, come on. Nice and tight there. Sometimes you gotta work at those, I'm not gonna lie. That was quite the workout there. Alright, let's zoom this up here. So, alright, clean up my mess just a little bit here. I'm gonna go and get that motor there. Basically what we're gonna do is we will power it on. Unfortunately, this one does not have a status LED on it, so it's really doesn't matter. We won't be able to see unless the motor works, so we'll see if we wired that up correctly. If it differs from the beginning there, I guess that just makes me go, I guess I should have actually paid attention to where the wires went instead of talking to you guys. So once again, let's go and get that motor. Alright, so here we go. This is our motor for our lift chair, and look at that. It just happens to be an OKIN motor as well here. So here we go. This is 24 volt, 2.2 amp. This was, I think, 25.1, 25 and then 1. So we should be good to test this shortly. So for me, this looks like it's a golden chair. So what I can do is, if this doesn't work, I can email them and find out if we can get a replacement unit. So that's going to go there, and I'm just going to plug this guy here and to here, and then I will back up the unit here, or the camera, and we'll see if we get anything happening here, and hopefully not fireworks, right? So let's bring you back out. So with this, I should be able to use the button here to control this. Let me just unplug something. Once again, one of two things are going to happen. I'm either going to pop a circuit, pop my power bar, something's going to happen. Okay, so if anything happens now, we should be good. I did just stop that, so it all saved. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this guy in. I need a little bit more slack here, and there we go. And so there we go. We've got a working motor. Okay, that was fun. So I'm going to leave this plugged in for a few minutes here, and just make sure it's going to keep working. I'm going to throw it on my workbench behind me, just to make sure everything is good, and we'll go from there, and then I'll start on my next project here. Okay, so that was a lot of fun working on that power supply on the bench there. Well, that was in front of me here. That's definitely a great thing to be able to do. So when it comes to that, do you get them something back right away, or do you let them wait a couple weeks before you can get that part in? So he brought me that in the other day. I was busy yesterday. Today I managed to get to it. I called him up. I said, hey, I'm going to have a look at that tonight. If I can repair it, I'll repair it. If not, I'll see what we can do to find the part for you. So once again, I'll just have to go onto the dealer website there tomorrow, check it out, give him a call, let him know, hey, your power supply is here, it's ready, and just let him know what was all involved, and basically just hand it back to him, because besides that cable, it didn't cost me anything, and yeah, I got to make this video on it. So to me, that was worth it. Why would I charge someone for doing something that I'm having fun doing? So anyways, think about that when you go to help someone sometime that might not have enough money to get something repaired or replace something. If you're able to help them out, why not do it? But remember, I will say this now, I'm not an expert. I'm not any sort of person you should be taking tips and advice from, as I've stated in quite a numerous amount of videos, but I will keep re-saying that from now on in all my videos, because unfortunately it has to be said. People like to assume that I'm portraying myself as some expert, and that I'm not. I am far from it. I just love to tinker, love electronics, and making things work again. So if I don't explain things correctly, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, anyways. So with that being said, thank you for watching, everyone. You have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Take care, eh? Okay, that's good. Power supply hasn't blown up yet? Alright, good. Wouldn't that be embarrassing on camera, eh? Freaking power supply blowing up. Alright, we'll shut that down for tonight. We'll put the batteries back in. I'm going to actually test those right now. So, I'm going to test those batteries right now. So, I do I have... Alright, so I do have my Klein CL 3100 here. I don't know if it's a good one or not, but this battery looks a little swollen. Alright, anyways, let's check this out here. So I'm just gonna bring that down. I guess we can go like this so you can actually read it. I didn't realize it was upside down. Okay. And .86 volts. So it looks like they must have just replaced them. .89. Okay, batteries are good. I'll just clean up that corrosion on the unit, get these back installed, and get them back to the guy.